I don't know if y'all are aware of it or not, but in front of Brooklyn Casey High School, the brick platforms out front, there's 100-pound cannonballs.
Oh, is it? Yeah, yeah.
And the story behind it is 1930s, sometimes some of the high school students found those and I guess gave them to high school.
Yeah, right.
So
I wonder
they're
if those
still,
two guys-
they're still out there.
Yeah, yeah, I wonder if those two kids that, those are the ones that didn't grow up there.
You know, when you mentioned those high school kids earlier,
Yeah.
that's what you, where you was going.
Yeah, I mean, they probably were from, you know, from the river itself. I mean, where else would they be at that point?
Are the arrowheads going to be on display anywhere?
Yeah, we're gonna add that to the display in the relic room to
good.
just sort of the overall story of that whole site and that whole area down on the Congaree River. And kind of one of the things we're trying to tease out now is what artifacts may have come from the canal, the historic canal, as that burst and came through, and to see if we can find any from the mill that was there and that kind of thing, and try to associate with that.
Well, any paleo, I mean, what?
No, nothing paleo, nothing that old. Some woodland ceramics, Savannah River Point, and there might have been, okay, I think there might have been a Dalton Point in there, older, okay, kind of great stuff, but nothing old, nothing paleo old that we've seen. And not as much as we thought we were going to find. We think that maybe just through the different channelization of the river, that the site, the Native Americans, they had to be up there. I mean, if there's a city here, somebody was living there back then, so they had to be around. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Andy, this is a question for Andy. There may be a lot of people here that not, since Dean brought it up about the arrow points and so forth, there may be people here that are not aware of the huge collection of indigenous people's artifacts in the second floor.
Yes, we do have a large collection. These were mainly from a donation by a pharmacist here in this area. And it's 7,000 plus points. Now we don't have all 7,000 plus points out there, but it's not just points, it's pottery and it's axe heads, there's a little bit of everything. So if you're interested in Native American artifacts, come see our museum and you can go upstairs and spend some time looking at some of the Native American items that we have up there.
Amazing.
This is amazing.
You said woodland out here, you worked on markings on fire.
I don't remember off the top of my head. Actually, I think I might have some. I got some in the truck. I didn't bring them out here.
We have an after meeting.
You want to
Just
take a look at it? Yeah, you can go out and take a look at the truck. Yeah.
Don't be like.
I believe you had a question.
Oh, yeah, somebody back there. Question?
Yeah.
I might have a
You
question.
might have- that's fine.
I was just wondering about the coal tar and, the length of time they were putting it in, and then there's kind of this time where it's not affecting anything, but then all of a sudden it's affecting things. I mean, I don't think I'm understanding how.
Yeah, so it was in there for a
Not-
long time, and then 2010 is about, it was right after when there was that big gas leak in the Gulf of Mexico at the that big whatever, that oil rig or whatever that was out there. And so there were reports kind of in the Gulf of Mexico of all the little gas bubbles and coal tar kind of washing up along the shoreline of the Gulf. And that's initially what I heard was what somebody thought, that something from that exit that somehow got in through the system and came up here. But it was probably more because people were more aware of what it would look like and what it would smell like and the contamination out there. So people have been, I've got one of the guys I work with, his dad was born and raised in Rosewood, and he's like, we used to go down there all the time, and we used to collect some of that coal tar just to mess around with it and like juice stuff with it. Like people would, it's been known for forever in around the area, and that was kind of the question about the gloves too. It's not, it's inconvenient, but it's not super. I mean, you wouldn't want to lick your fingers after messing around with it, but it washes off pretty easily, and it's not. It wasn't. I worry about people that are catching fish and stuff out there, but from what the environmentalist guys say, it's not really overly toxic. It's just really you wouldn't
It
want
doesn't
to.
bioaccumulate in anything.
Yeah, apparently not. Apparently not.
Coal tar was used in medicine for
Yeah,
for
yeah.
hundreds of years. It's only recently they stopped using it.
Interesting.
So maybe time for about 3 more questions, folks.
I got another. At the time this was going on, there were reports on Channel 10 News, somebody fell in the river, and then about midnight, somebody saw a diver coming out of the riverbank. Did you hear about that?
There was, so this was all, it was all fenced off in there, and there used to be, there's homeless camps and stuff in there all up and down the river on that. So they fenced it all off from Senate Street, and if you go down there, you can still see the footprint of the canal, the dried out canal that runs behind some of those buildings. And so they fenced all off down that canal. It didn't go all the way down to the stadium, but it went down probably a quarter of a mile, and then they came out, and then they had cameras everywhere, but and 24-hour security guards out there. But they did have instances where folks would come at night and try to and park their boats on the side of the cofferdam and get up there. But there were like motion sensors and lights and stuff like that. So nobody can neither confirm nor deny that somebody actually fell in there. But as far as I know, no one needed to be rescued. There were people that were taken away by the police, but no one fell in and needed a water rescue.
Were there any human bones found?
No,
From maybe
we were surprised. We thought there would.
any of the sediment from the.
We thought there
the
might be, you know, somebody put a cat in a bag and put it down there, you know, something like so people throw stuff there, but we did find some guns and knives down there. One of the first things the UXO guys did was get up on the Gervais Street Bridge and take a rock or some kind of ball and throw it as far as they could. And they considered that the drop zone, of like where potentially, you know, someone walking across the bridge with a weapon or something they used in a crime would throw it over there. So they actually tested that to see, and the cofferdam was far enough away that we didn't really find it, but we ended up didn't find it. And we found like 50 caliber rounds out there and some historic military items, and a tracer round and some other bullets and that kind of thing out there.
Any mortars?
No, nothing out there like that. But yeah, we thought we might find something.
One more question, folks, and then I'm sure Sean will be around, you know, a little bit after. He's going to redo the slideshow, I think. So,
Is this an ongoing project, or are we sure that the coal tar is gone now?
So this whole area that was in here is completely remediated, and this is the area where it was the thickest and most prevalent and closest to where somebody could actually go. In between, and then there was another dam down here where they remediated more of the coal tar. But in between there, the water, like the river channel kind of comes in and meanders a little bit and is really fast right there. And so there's a thin layer of coal tar still down there, but it's deep. It's like 15 feet deep. And then there's like some solution holes in the river itself that go a little bit deeper between the rocks. That coal tar, they know there's still some coal tar in there, but it's unlikely where it's going to come into human contact at that point. So it was a, you know, they got, you know, 90% of it out of there, and there's always going to be a little something in there. But this area, yeah.
One quick thing before you take it down, can we go back one slide and I get a picture of
Yeah.
archaeologists? Sorry.
okay, he'll do that in just a second. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. Thank y'all, and if you didn't get to see the slideshow, he's going to run it again. If you haven't been to our museum, please come by and see us. Also, we have the 12,000 Year History Park here in Casey, which I failed to mention. We've got some great tours going on out there on Saturdays and Sundays. Pick up some brochures out here, and we hope to see you back next time. So thank you so much for coming out. Let's give